right, here we are. We're getting ready to take the chimney down with our 50-foot lift. Got Corbin over here ready. We're ready to get up and put it on the dumpster. Okay, we are up and ready. At the top, at the chimney, with a nice view, pretty breeze. Perfect day to demo this chimney. There's the top. There's a view all the way around. Okay, let's pull out our Bauer and see what this is like taking it down. We just took the top off. All right, I'll try a pointy bit at first. Yeah, I see it pulling this piece off. Wow. Definitely got some things that are going to fall inside. You can tell the way they built this. Okay, that's a lot. All right. Let's see if that loosened that. This thing, when you're prying, wow. Yeah, that's a heavy piece. Let me see if I'll crack this in half. I'm going to try a different bit. Did you see our first pieces fell?
First rock directly on the window.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good as good though. Yeah. All right. I guess I'll have to take this one piece. All right, that's separated. Yeah, this is the craziest part on the start.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're dealing with under here, and you don't want your cap coming too loose in the wrong direction. Cab definitely wobbles. Real careful with this. Okay. Something still got it in there. There we go. All right, that's one load to you.
Oh God.
Let's see how loose this piece is. Oh yeah. Actually, put it in that one. It's already got the piece on it. Those little stuffer bricks, they look like they're just teetering, tagged in with some mortar. Kind of interlocked here. Oops, sorry camera. All right, there we go. Nice and slow. All right, almost got a load for you. See what's connecting under here. Some mud. Okay, that's what's going on. Some loose brick. Okay. All right. Swing it out. Okay, I wanted to just talk about why we did this job here in the first place. The chimney obviously leaked a lot in various places. It leaked a lot down here by the flashings, all the way around. Made many repairs with the shingles before there. Leaked up in here through these joints, up on the slant here. A lot of moisture going through there. It leaked through the top as we were looking at the cracks up top at the cap. And this was the big scare here, which is the this mammoth crack right here that's been just caulked before we moved in, coming down here, moving around. It continues, steps up around that brick, comes around here, and let's see if I show this well. I want to make sure I'm showing it. Coming down here and then up, and then of course over, and you can even see a lot of the gap in here. And our big scare with this was that the chimney was going to tip and go over, because, you know, it was, what, 11 some feet above us here at least, going up, and we already knew we had moisture issues everywhere, water coming into the basement through it, certainly into the room below, ruining drywall, causing all kinds of havoc. So we were worried that that tall of a chimney with this was just going to head over that way, and in high winds. So anyway, if I decide to post this, I was going to show you a little bit about the Bauer hammer we got from Harbor Freight and how well it did. You saw some of it up top in the other videos. I'll just show some techniques we've learned as we've come through down, and you know, basically it's really easy if you just kind of give it a nice start. We put a chisel bit on it, then we've liked that performance. You just kind of give it a whack in here, and then just come in from the back. When you come in from the back, you don't even need to do a lot of pre-cuts along this bottom joint, and when you just get it from the side, it just lifts out, and then you move on. So, you know, you can skip ahead, hit these vertical joints in here, and you just pull them out, and that way it kind of brings the mortar out with them. There's a lot of crap in this section where we are here, and there's some poured mortar that they had poured in here that's kind of locking some of this in, but it comes out pretty easy. So I'll give it a few whacks here and just show you what I'm dealing with. You do it brick by brick. We're putting, right now, I'm putting about 3 bricks each in each of the 5-gallon buckets. And that gets me about, I weighed them, they're about 25 pounds each with the mud on them. And so in this section, you know, I'm going 3 bricks each way. Basically, it comes out to 10 in a course, in our basically 2x2 going up, 2 foot by 2 foot going up, and they're weighing about 8.3 pounds a brick with whatever mud stuck on them by average. So they're solids, as you can see, and very heavy. So we basically load up the buckets at this stage. Since I don't have the lift anymore, that was our goal, was to bring it down where I could do the rest of this by hand here on the roof. And we just take the buckets over to the side, clip them on with a carabiner, drop them down the side to the sidewalk, and then disconnect and hump it over to the dumpster, and away we go. So let's give this a few whacks with the Bauer, and you can get a good idea what we're looking at. And it's not heavy, it's only like 9 or 10 pounds, so I really like this. It's a nice shock absorber up in here, so it's really not hard to deal with. this side a little bit, work our way around. Yes, I'm wearing safety glasses. I totally advise you wear nice safety glasses with this. You'll get all kinds of mortar dust flying right in your eyes. That's a bigger piece in there. Then with this, if you don't like the position of your bit, you can always put it in spin mode so you get it kind of where you want it. Put it back in hammer mode right there and leave it locked in. See, and it has all that mud stuck up there on that. That's a lot of weight, but it saves time. When you have it on there, you're not trying to take out every piece of mortar with it. This is getting a little tricky in here with this poured piece. See if I can fracture it along there. This one's kind of blocked by that other one, so you gotta watch, because it'll come loose pretty quick. So you gotta be careful what you have down below. And you'll hear the sound change when it pops loose. And once that sound changes, you know you're getting there. Just be ready to grab it. Like that. Wish that was a big bass. That would be wonderful. 8.5 pound bass. Wish I was fishing. All right, so that's basically how you work your way around. We didn't always have these cavities filled here. This was mostly void coming up, but I guess at this transition they wanted to fill some more in for support on the terracotta pieces. Now, a word on these: they're very thick, very heavy. They weigh, I'm gonna guess, about 100 pounds each. They're 2 foot in length. The joint for this one is down here still, so I got another couple courses before I get close. This one's kind of held in with this mud here, so it's pretty rock steady right now, but be careful, because for the most part, when I would get it to this level, these suckers would be rocking already. So once that mortar gives way on that joint, that's it. Just don't let it fall on you or damage something. So be very careful, because it is a hell of a lot of weight. And if you have a basket like we did with that TZ-50 Genie, then you'll feel a lot of weight come in that basket real quick after you prop it off this ledge. One last thing, make sure you keep this bottom area very clean. I just swept it before we turned on the video, because any of this loose debris will just you will slip out of this. It's like an ice rink. It'd certainly be worse if it was damper, but just keep sweeping it as you go, because you don't want to be standing here drilling and all of a sudden your feet wipe out on you. So be careful and take your time with that. Okay. Okay, quick update. It's been a while since we were on the project. Summer was hot. I was lazy. Didn't want to hop on this in the heat of the summer. So here we are at the terracotta sections where they start to sweep on an angle downward this way. This was the layer that was on the top of the slant section, came up to about here, and this is where it went skinny in that 2x2 section. There was another not a 45, but a little nice little turn here, like a 22, and then it went straight up from here. Okay, so this is what you run into. The terracotta sections are about about a foot tall, and they're pretty heavy. And inside of this section you'll have stuff or brick everywhere. This was like really heavy mortar in here. Some of the bricks, as they come up on an angle, these bricks here will come up here and meet this angle in here, and inside here was just lots of mortar, lots of bricks just stuffed in cavities. You'll see we have some CMU sections here that just began right here, and then there was bricks over here tying these pieces in, and lots of bricks stuffed in these cavities to kind of stabilize the terracotta section. So you can, I don't know if you can see with the light, but I should have a flashlight to show you, but the CMU sections will continue on an angle down there as it heads to the main section where the fireplace is. Be about this section right in here is where it'll go down. The Bauer's working great. I still like to use that little chisel bit the best, and basically you just knocking a little bit off the verticals, get it in from the horizontals, and they just pluck right out. This section in here, remember we had that step crack that was really bad where it got skinny, and our winds head this way from the west, predominant winds. So we were really worried about the whole chimney coming down. When we got to this section where the cracks were, it was really ugly. They were just falling off left and right. The mortar was just mush. We did the right thing by taking this down. I'm convinced one day this was going to be a tragic event with this thing flopping over. So anyway, we're going to go back down from here and find a good stopping point as the sun's going down. And so I'll whack the Bauer a few more times here for you, and then continue on tomorrow. Let me put the phone down. So in these sections, just move your buckets over here. Once you get it opened up and clear, it gets a lot easier. So that's probably going to be a really big chunk here. I got to be careful with this. Yeah, I'm averaging around 35 to 40 pounds a bucket. 35 to 40 pounds, about it. And then I lower them with a rope over there. I have 2 ropes going down to carabiners. Just clip them on, drag them down. There's a dumpster on the other side of that evergreen. forget to check your oil. Oil, good Lord, it's late. Grease in the Bauer. I just checked it now, and it had used some, so I used what they gave us in the factory, and it topped it off. So obviously I used it a whole bunch on this. You may not be using it that much, but if you do, just don't forget to check it once in a while. You don't want to wear your tool out too soon. All right, let's go lower these buckets. I'll show you how I'm doing it. Watch your footing. If you have loose gravel, you will slip pretty quick. Okay, we got another nice day here, and I've gotten a little bit lower than you saw last time. The angled section was right in here, so we finally got all that mud and loose mortar out of there. CMU sections and bricks were stacked up in here and along this angle supporting the terracotta liner here. So I'd already just plucked those out of here and trucked them on the ground. And so that's what it basically looks like in this section. I'll just walk around here so you can get a little view. There's you know, more CMU in here bracing this half. This looks like a good 2-foot section. This is going to be really heavy. Got to figure out how I'm going to gently lift that one down with the rope. That might be too much for my back on the rope. When I throw it, just so you guys know, these go in a zillion pieces. You may not want that all throughout your yard. I mean, tiny pieces everywhere. So just be wary. Yeah, so you can see it's on an angle going down in here, and we're getting closer. So at some point, as I work this down on this side, I'll start stepping it, just like the flashing, get it as close as I can down in here before I deal with the you know, the final go no go through the roof to get to the joists. And obviously I have to do a lot on the inside, take some drywall out so I can access all that block and brick under there before I make the commitment and go through the roof and put the wood in and temporary roof it before the new roof. So it's another look. We should be pretty close today. We're getting close to our 4,000 pound limit on our dumpster, but I think I can get there with this much. It's like somebody left a big gulp. Thanks guys, appreciate you throwing your trash in the chimney.